Hello, this is Vance, and this is Wednesday, March the 29th, 2017. These are the CL trades for today using the slow hand method for price action. I was, last few days, I've had a bit of a cold, just kind of like the weather. And so as a result, I was coughing a bit, and sore throat, that sort of thing. So sniffles. So haven't been myself over the last couple of days. Lots of individuals are asking me about the course, the slow hand method for price action. What I'm in the process of doing is I'm switching over to a web page, not using it right from YouTube. And that's in the process, and it's almost finished. So I'm going to be transitioning most of my things over to the new web page once it's complete. And it's already going through testing right now. It's going to have all the videos. It's going to have the information for individuals that want to participate in the course, that sort of thing. That's where all the recordings will be kept and so forth. So that's what's happening over the course of the next few days. I wanted it up last week, but the person who's working on it just didn't have the time to kind of do it. We had a couple of glitches. I was originally going to use Microsoft and decided that wasn't the way to go, so I switched to a different platform. And so these things take a little bit of time. Hope people aren't too anxious, but I can assure you it's going to be worth it. The more I get close to it, the more excited I am about it. And the reason I'm doing this is because it really is going to, it really solidifies the slow hand method to begin with, puts it in a more simplistic form, but more importantly, the way it helps me is that it'll establish, it helps me to build on the base going forward. And so while I'm working on it, I discover all kinds of new things. You gotta learn everything. You have to learn something new in trading almost every day. And I've discovered a couple of things, not only to help others, but help myself as well with regard to time frame and time for trading and that sort of movement. And the more time I spend on the CL, on the 800 tick chart, the more things I see, and I think it's beneficial all the way around. So I hope that individuals are going to enjoy it. I think I'm enjoying working on it so far. I hope to get it out pretty soon. So a little bit more patience, please, and we'll go from there. We can work on this journey together. So that's where I am right now with that. So I've got as I said, I got a cold last few days, so I have been a little bit under the weather, but I figured I better get on here and talk to you about today's movement on the CL. I mean, yesterday was a pretty decent day. I got things marked in. I'm not going to talk about yesterday. Yesterday's gone. Let's talk about today. And the reason I want to talk about today is that we had the DOE report that came out. It was a slight build, but we had a movement up, and prices assaulting on $50 again. Excuse me. Excuse me. So prices assaulting on $50 again. I'm going to keep this short, by the way. My voice is giving out on me. This was really the first trade I saw. This is right at 9 o'clock. The reason I looked at this trade, this is the overnight movement. Price really kind of bounces. A second entry long off of here from this one. First entry, second entry. It breaks this little channel here. It's a pretty strong bar, but you had to hang on to it, and you had to work on it. Now, the problem, and again, I've said this I don't know how many times, quite often, is that when you're talking about the DO report, sometimes prices just move sideways until 10:30. And so, as you can see, from 9 o'clock, we had a pretty tight range, and if we call it a 15-tick range, it was pretty tight way into that. Now, first contract did come off here, but it didn't come off until like after 10 o'clock, and you had to hold through all this over here. So whether or not you did or not, that's one thing. Now, if you got in low enough, you could have held through the open or through the news report. I typically don't, but you could. Now, I was in this trade. It broke. I was break even here. It came back and took me out. So I wasn't in for this move here. So this, whether you're in on this, if you're fortunate to be in here, like if you had a trade instead of being at, you could have made an entry, like a limit entry here on this bar someplace, and held through it, you would have gotten this pretty decent move right here. That's one thing. By 11 o'clock, or by just a few minutes after 10:30, price started to solidify. Now, let me show you something. After this move up here, and if you can consider this rig move, we had this pullback. Price is just rotating in this 15-tick area. And I'm thinking that we're going to have another move up. We're going to have another move up. And so looking at getting here for pricing to move up in this. Now, this is a pretty decent entry. This is at 10. This is a quarter to 11, so it's kind of early, but it's a second entry long. I liked it. This is a good trade. Pulls back. You got your first 15 ticks off. Now, you could have gotten in here as well. Maybe not quite as, depending on if you're in on this trade, you might not take this one. But then when it pulls back again, first entry pulls back, really a second or two pullbacks down to this area. And I think this is a good place to get in as well. But it has to go through this breakout in order for you to get your first contracts. If you got in on these trades, these are what you just kind of held this for the rest and you can run all the way up here. Again, this is a little bit high. The first pullback didn't really give you any much, but here's a second entry long right here. First entry pullback, second entry long. It's really close to the channel here. Again, this is getting later in the day, however, and you can see that price is still grinding up, still trying to make that a sold on $50. This took a lot more time. Really, the moves are down here. Like this would have facilitated, but this is, as I said, this is closer to after 10:30, quarter to. And if you were fortunate enough to get in this would have been the move up. So I wasn't looking at any shorts today. I was looking long all the way. Even at this, I didn't like this. I mean, I'll tell you, I'll show you why. If you're looking at this trading right here, and you can see these bars moving up, why wouldn't I take a short right here? Well, I think that overall, I mean, this wouldn't have quite given you the 15 ticks, but more importantly, I think that the momentum is more up, and I see not only from this move up here, but this action. It seems to me that the price is looking for another move up or another leg up. So I was looking long. In situations like this, I wouldn't be looking short. I wasn't looking short at this, and mainly because I was in here. Now, if I wasn't in, I might be looking short here, but I was in this long all the way. I was committed, and so I just left it. And by the time I rotated up here, that was pretty much it. I mean, really, it was only a couple trades. I had one scratch, and the rest of and one winning trade. So that was it for me. And it moved away. I got a pretty decent move out of this anyway. So that's what I was looking at. Those are the trades for today. It was basically just a trend up day with maybe a pause in the middle. But again, DOE report, it can cause some friction or some problems for individuals, and that's pretty much it. So again, I'm gonna get off now. My voice is almost gonna give out on me. So again, I'll have some more news tomorrow and Friday with regard to the course, the website, the whole bit. Bear with me. You've been more than extremely patient. Thank you very much. And once it's on, we'll go from there. So rest assured, I'm working on it diligently, and I look forward to many good things to come. This is Vance. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.